Hello, Guten Tag and Assalamu Alaikum. Welcome to the part 1 of the microwave series. It was in year 1947 when many parts of the world were going through dire straits. The first commercial microwave oven was being demonstrated to the general public in United States. The oven itself was more than 5 feet tall, weighed almost 300 kilograms, but the price was far from the affordability of the general public. Almost 2 decades later, in late 60s or probably early 70s, the design, cost and size of the microwave oven was optimized for widespread commercialization. Since then, apart from some adds-on of different features, for example combination of steaming function or grilling function inside the microwave oven, there has been no radical changing in the component or design of the microwave oven. So we can fairly coin this new terminology microwave 1.0 for the microwave ovens what we have been using for last several decades until today 2020. With the advent of new solid-state power amplifier based technology, shall we see the next generation of microwave oven 2.0, or will this technology be completely eradicated and replaced by the RF radio frequency heating? These are the questions I am going to discuss in next part of my series. In this video, I will focus my discussion on the microwave oven 1.0. So I am going to today discuss 4 following points. Components of the household microwave oven. Number 2, efficiency of the household microwave oven. Number 3, lifespan of the microwave oven. And number 4, power adjustment of the household microwave oven. Components of the microwave oven. We can divide the components into 2 categories: visible components and invisible components. So let's start with the visible components. The first one is the metallic enclosure or the box where you put your food inside to heat it up. It is specially designed and must be made of metal to reflect microwaves to your food and also contain the microwave within the box for your safety. I told you that the microwave enclosure must be made of metal. Hold that thought. It means microwaves and metal are the best friends. But why can't you leave your spoon or the metal fork inside the microwave oven? Do you have an answer for that question? Within that box, you can also see a rotating plate. The purpose of that rotating plate is to ensure the uniform of the heating of your food or whatever material you are heating up. The third one is there are analog or digital knobs to adjust the power and time required to heat up your food. It all depends on the price of your microwave oven. If it is a cheaper one, it will have analog knobs. If it is a bit expensive, then it will have digital touch buttons and you can adjust everything digitally. The last and most important visible component of the microwave oven is the door. What is so special about the door? This door has dual purpose. The one is it must prevent the leakage of the microwaves, and the second, it should enable the visibility so that you can see inside the microwave oven. So there is a kind of perforated metal sheet embedded inside the panels of the door which ensures prevention of leakage and the visibility inside the oven. Now comes to the hidden parts of the microwave oven. These are power supply, magnetron and waveguide. These components are not only hidden, you are not even allowed to touch them unless you are qualified to do so. Among all these hidden components, magnetron is the most important hidden component because this is the one which produces microwaves to heat up your food. All other components, they are there just to assist the magnetron to do its job. So despite evolution of microtechnology in last 50 years, the use of magnetron in the microwave oven has remained unchallenged. Until 2016 or 2017, Then the new technology of solid state power amplifiers started emerging, and there are a couple of microwave ovens in the market. We will talk about them in the next part of the series. This discussion will remain focused on microwave 1.0. In order to produce microwaves with the magnetron, we need to feed magnetron with direct current. But what we are getting from our wall socket is alternative current. So that is the reason we need a power supply. This power supply converts alternative current into direct current, which we fed to the magnetron, and then magnetron produce microwaves. Then comes the waveguide. Waveguide is just like a conduit which transmits microwaves from the magnetron to the microwave oven. The efficiency of microwave oven is just 50%. The energy you use to heat up your food is half than the energy which you draw from your wall socket. Where does this rest goes? It's consumed at different stages. For example, from your wall socket, the energy goes into the power supply. The power supplies are more or less 90% efficient, so you lose almost 10% there. Then this energy goes to the magnetron. The magnetron, depending on the manufacturing type, it's almost 60 to 65% efficient at 2.45 gigahertz, what we are talking about. So you lose like 30-35% energy here. And then you have got a light bulb, you have got a motor driving this rotating plate inside the microwave oven. And if you have a digital oven, then there is a kind of electronic display or whatever that is consuming energy. So roughly we can say you lose 50% energy on the way from your wall socket to your food. Sounds bad. No, it's not bad. Despite all these losses, microwave energy is still more attractive than other kind of energy sources. For example, gas heating or the electricity heating. All you have to do is that compare the energy prices and the time it takes to heat it up. For example, what we can do is take a half liter of water and raise the temperature of that water from 18 degrees centigrade to, let's say, 100 degrees centigrade. You can see in this table I have compared all these different energy sources to heat up half liter of water from 18 to 100 degrees centigrade. I have intentionally left this price per unit column and the consumption column empty so that you can put your country specific information that in these columns, and then you can compare and you will see that microwave heating is more efficient than other kind of energy sources. The life of microwave oven. Most of the microwave components, they are quite lifelong. We don't actually need to worry about them. The most significant component, as we already spoken, is the magnetron. The lifespan of magnetron at this frequency, 2.45 gigahertz, this is the frequency of household microwave oven. The lifespan is between 2000 hours to maximum 5000 hours. And since the magnetrons used in the household microwave oven are air cooled, unlike industrial microwave oven, they are water cooled, so they have a little bit longer lives. These household oven magnetrons, they are limited on average up to 2000 hours. 2000 hours, if you convert into days, these are only 84 days. Sounds too less? No, it's not that. Because we have to see the usage of microwave oven. For example, a normal household use, not normal, it's just an average. A household use microwave oven, let's say 15 minutes a day. And then if we divide it over this 2000 hours lifespan, it becomes over 20 years. So the total life of your magnetron, if you're using 15 minutes a day, will be more than 20 years. Each microwave oven has either analog knobs or digital touch buttons to adjust the power and time of the oven. Whenever consumer wants to have the milder heating effect on the food, he or she turns the knob to the lower power. But no matter what, you adjust it to 200 watts, 500 or 100 watts, it never reduces its power. It always operates at the full power. But what happens is when you reduce the power level to, let's say, 500 watt or 200 watt, it switches on and off in different cycles. it will be on for 15 seconds, then it will be off for next 20 seconds depending on your adjustment. So it will, you can even hear it. Switch, turn the knob to the lower power and you will hear some when it is too loud, that means it's operating on the full power, and then it will become quieter. Quieter means it's in the off mode. It's not for, it will get on again after a few seconds and so on depending on your adjustment, whatever you are doing. For example, you have a microwave oven with total maximum power of 1000 watt and you decided to operate it on 500 watt. You have put your food or whatever you want to heat inside the microwave oven, adjusted the power to 500 watt and set the time, let's say, for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 500 watt power for 10 minutes. Now your microwave oven will always operate at the maximum 1000 watt power. But what it will do is that it will switch on for 15 seconds, then it will switch off. Then it will again switch on, off, and so it will continue. So in total, you adjusted for 10 minutes, the total on time will be 5 minutes. Yes, there are microwave oven in the market which can keep the filament of magnetron on for the whole time and reduce the power gradually as per you require. But they are quite complicated and the price of such microwave ovens is at least 3 to 4 times more than the price of the normal microwave oven. If you have any further question about the microwave oven 1.0, you can contact me anytime. However, starting from the next video onwards, I will discuss the second generation of microwave oven or solid state power amplifier based radio frequency heating and gradually move on to the industrial applications of microwave heating.